In a world
Hello. Sorry,
In a world where machines are becoming smarter and more advanced than ever before, we are here to explore the cutting edge of artificial intelligence. Meet our host, Eric Anthony Jones, aka Ruler in Peace, as he dives into the world of AI, its benefits and its potential dangers. He, along with his future hosts and co-hosts, will be speaking to the people who are at the forefront of AI development and its early implementation stages. We'll show you how AI can revolutionize industries and transform our daily lives, and will confront the fears surrounding AI in order to take you beyond the fear of a world existing only of cold logic. By the time this journey is over, we will discover the power of AI and delve into the creative uses of AI, sparked out of the creative ingenuity unleashed within the depths of the human mind. Join us on this action-packed journey into the world of artificial intelligence, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to Machine Minds, the show where we explore the latest in artificial intelligence and its impacts on our world. I'm your host, Eric Anthony Jones, aka I'm your host, Eric Anthony Jones, aka Ruler in Peace, and today I'm joined by Tammy Maggs, an AI artist and US lead for Metacampus. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm happy to be here today.
I'm happy to have you. And so to start off, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background in AI?
Sure. So my name is Tammy Maggs, and I have been in the Web3 space for about 2 years now. Started working with AI last year. And, I'm just fascinated with the potential uses and how fast it's happening. And I've found myself really being able to implement it in so many different areas of my life to help. I mean, I have a background in sales and marketing. Spent about 20 some years in sales and marketing before I moved into the Web3 space, and everything is changing so fast with the use of AI. And I found myself embracing it and using those tools to really um, take my productivity level to a completely different playing field now. And I love using AI in my art, as you can see, it's in my background.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I understand that you're an AI artist, and I also understand that you use AI a lot in your work itself. So can you tell us a little bit about the work that you do at Metacampus?
Sure. Yeah, so Metacampus is an amazing platform that has been, it started being built in January of 22 is when the founders developed the business. And they have spent from January 22, and we just launched our fast track program a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been about a year and a half of building and gathering all of the information you really need to immerse yourself in Web3, including AI. And, we know that all of the information, if you want to take the time to research and watch tutorials and find articles, you can teach yourself some of these products and some of the ways that we have now changed the way we work within Web3.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes so much time and effort, which we've all done, right, for the last few years. So what Metacampus has done is brought all of this information together and put those into an interactive, immersive way to transition from Web 2 into Web 3, because it really is a mind shift. It's a culture change moving into the Web 3 level of participation and employment, and the way the future is going to be. So that's what we are. We're a platform to take entrepreneurs, professionals, brands, just people wanting to learn from Web 2 into Web 3 by interactive sessions, how to, we take you on field trips into Decentraland, Metaverse, and we just make it a very easy way to really understand what's happening here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds, I mean, amazing, because we know we're at the tip of the iceberg, especially when you start talking about the metaverse and Web3 space. And so mass adoption isn't even anywhere in the, we're just at the very tip of the iceberg. And so no, I find that very interesting, because since I spend a lot of time on onboarding, meeting other people who are engaged in onboarding and companies, it's just a really good thing for me. And so I'm really proud about what I hear that you guys are doing. And like I said, I told you I was excited to meet you and to be able to bring you on
Yeah.
to our show. So thank you for sharing that. Um,
Yeah.
it's clear you have a lot of experience in this field. And so what do you see as the future of AI in your industry, particularly?
Well, I mean, we're just at the very beginning, like you said. We are at the tip of the iceberg, and so like what I do for Metacampus is I'm the country manager for the U.S. I'm the U.S. lead. Our company is based out of Spain, and we have a lead in the Middle East, and we have a lead over in Europe, and I'm the U.S. And really, what my job is to explain change the mindset of what people are seeing happening in Web3. Stop fearing AI, embrace AI, because what's going to happen? We can debate and we can talk about, is it good for us? Should we slow it down? Should we stop it? It's not going to stop. It's continuing. Every day there's new tools being released. So the longer that we fight the advancements in technology, the further behind we're going to fall. So my job really is to convince people that if you educate yourself, if you use knowledge and research rather than fear and listening to people, without doing your own kind of research and education, then we can change with the transition. Because my biggest fear, especially in the United States, my biggest fear is that the longer we take to embrace and be able to use these tools to help us, the the further behind we get, the bigger our unemployment rate's going to be. What's going to happen when McDonald's goes to 3 employees because of automation? Because it's going to happen, right? We look at Walmart. You
Mm,
go in Walmart right now, and there's like one cashier. And we remember what it was like when we found out that they were going to have self-service, and everyone was like, "Oh no," fighting that. And we eventually learned to adapt, right? And
mhm.
now everyone's in there going, "Why is there no self-service open?" Because we've embraced that culture and we've learned how to adapt. We need to get on board with AI as well, because these jobs that will be taken over by AI, we need to be able to transition our people to learn how to use them and learn how to pivot their career to the way technology is going to take us.
I agree with you 100% with that as well. And so, but like you said, fear is a big deal, which kind of leads me to my next question, which is
Yeah.
that the potential risk of AI. What are your thoughts on the safety and ethical concerns around AI?
Well, I mean, if you look at the tools that I use daily and what they've done for me, and then we talk about the fear, right? And the concerns and risks. I use Chat GPT every day.
Mhm.
I use it as a sounding board with just conversations, give me a couple things that I could, because I present a lot. I do live presentations. So give me
Mhm.
like 5 bullet points on the best use cases for MetaMask wallet or Uniswap, anything that I'm teaching that day. Then I
Mhm.
use those and I develop my own presentations. But then I go into AI. I have Canva Pro. I then take my Chat GPT information, I'll input that and make me a presentation with AI art that will present this to someone that is brand new and learning, and then I can edit that my way. what that's done is cut my production time down. I can do an entire presentation in 30 minutes, from art to graphics to I can put me a graphic on the amount of users now compared to a year ago, and it will build that whole chart for me, and I can put that in my slide presentation. So my job now has gone, from a couple hours, 4 or 5 hours of research and putting this all together, into 30 minutes of me talking to the AI about what I want. And if it doesn't produce exactly what I want, I can then just talk to it and say, can we make it a little more funny, or can we make it more formal? Can you elaborate on point number two? And it will do whatever I say, because I've created this relationship based on my past conversations, where it really understands the way that I talk and the way that I like to present. I do that with my art as well. The concerns that people are having is that, well, the biggest concern is that they're going to overtake us, right? And that humans won't be needed as well. That's one of the biggest concerns. And that's not going to happen, It isn't. We're nowhere near the point where AI can think on its own. Will we get there? I believe yes, absolutely. It will be able to train itself and then start thinking on its own and making its own decision, and even be empathetic with us. But we're not there yet. And we, as the human race, as society, need to start working and embracing AI and learning about it. My concern is that tools are being released so fast. Every day something new is coming out, and the ones that are using AI are so afraid of missing the boat on the next big AI tool that will change their career, that they are downloading and using these without doing any kind of research.
Yeah.
So, my advice is find a project or a program like Metacampus that can teach you the ethical standards of using AI, what AI tools, what they do, and how to use them, or get, a mentor or a tutor or someone that knows AI to then guide you on what the right tools are, how you can use them, and what are the best ones to really invest your time in to help your productivity level.
Speaking of the best ones to help your productivity level, is like, would you like to share with some of our listeners some of the tools that you really value and why?
Well, I love ChatGPT. Love it. Right now it's free, right? Is that going to be free forever? I don't think so. We're in beta testing, right? So we are allowed to use this for free, but what you can do with that program is unbelievable. Like, I'm an advisor on a film project, Never Alone experience. And the founder of that project is Sherry McCracken, who is a film producer who's done film and TV, and she's incredible. But she's left like the Hollywood life and moved into Web3 because she believes in community project building.
Exactly.
We're getting ready to launch a script contest for our next movie. And she is including this time scripts being developed through ChatGPT. Now, I've never done a screenplay, but I went into ChatGPT and I said, I would like to create a 20-minute short screenplay based on a character named this, that I said a character named Sarah that has an accident that changes her entire career because now she's disabled, and she finds AI art and she becomes this, world known artist, because she's always loved art, but she never thought she could make a living at it. But AI has allowed her, with her disabilities, to be this world renowned artist. And it's gave me a script, and then I was like, can we change her age? Can we change what she does? And I started this conversation, and I ended up with an incredible script that, listen, will never be produced, but I did send it to Sherry and say, look what ChatGPT and I did. So I think the use cases for people that have any kind of disability, to be able to write short stories, or disability or not, it just opens up that creativity. It'll even write legal contracts. I needed a contract written up, and I asked ChatGPT to write it for me, and it did. And then I ran it through a checker to make sure that everything was okay, and it wrote this contract.
Mm-hmm.
So it really allows people that use it the power to be able to do things on their own without that third party. I also use Canva Pro constantly. So if you're in advertising or marketing, Canva Pro is brilliant. It actually has a bulk create option, which allows you to go in, pick your background for your brand,
Mm-hmm.
go to ChatGPT, say, I want 30 bullet points on how to eat healthy, right? How to eat healthy and what that does to improve your body mass. And then you can take that and implement that into Canva Pro, and it will take each tip and put it on its own separate background with your branding. And then
Mm-hmm.
you can schedule that into your Twitter schedule, and it will automatically post those once a day for you. Um, it's incredible. It will do 3 months worth of posts. And then you can ask it to format that into LinkedIn. Can you do
Mm-hmm.
Instagram? Can you do TikTok? And it will make videos. It'll make Instagram posts. It'll make Twitter posts. Um, the potential to get your brand out there. It will even help you create a brand. ChatGPT can help you create a brand. This is my brand. This is kind of what I want it to look like. Can you give me inputs or prompts to go in then and put into Canva? Because Canva has AI now to do image prompting. So,
Mm-hmm. Wow. I hope everyone out there is listening to this. It's like, because that is a major nugget. And so I know about pieces of that because I have Canva Pro as well. And so, but for you to share it the way you did, and you did it so eloquently as well. Now,
thank you.
speaking of Canva, AI, and images, and you've got all those incredible images behind you. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about your AI art?
Yeah. Oh, so that's my heart, right? That's my hobby. I mean, my work is my work, and I love what I do because we enable and empower people to change their career. But my downtime, I'm not a big TV watcher, so I create art. But I've always been a storyteller. I loved English back in high school, and I've always done stories with my children and now my grandchildren. And AI allows me to use those stories now to create characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find the power that you get to release what's inside you into an image is just incredible. Now, is it as easy as going in and saying, I would like a two-headed dragon that is living on a purple planet with, flying umbrellas around you? That's a prompt, right? It will give you some crazy image. And will it be good? Yeah, it could be good. But to be an AI artist, you really have to know consistently what you're trying to get out there, and you have to be able to curate. And with that comes aspect ratios, lighting, angle views, camera lens. Do I want it to be dramatic, or do I want it to be, whimsical? Or all of those prompts really is what makes you an AI artist, because you're able to create this. Oh, and I have a great story. So I love using the prompt time, clocks, watch pieces, because I feel like in my work, I really like that fighting against time. How
Mm-hmm.
we're always trying to fight against time. Well, my AI now has come to know me so well that I will create an image of a beautiful woman made out of chocolate with a vibrant background like the one there. And
Mm-hmm.
the AI will put clocks in my images. based off our interactions with other art. So it is really starting to understand what I like, how I like it, what I'm trying to convey without me ever using time, watch, or, clocks. It'll just put the clock in there.
Wow. I mean, I do know what you're saying, because I know that as we prompt and prompt more, it does adapt. It really does adapt to
Yeah.
what we've shared before and try to help us get to where it is that we're trying to get. So, but that once again, just for our listeners out there, I just have to say that, I mean, I hope that you guys are really hearing what Tammy just said, because she really dropped some real nuggets. She actually told you some things, like how to prompt, is like how to think about prompting, the different ways to try to actually, because Tammy, you and I both know that most people still kind of use ChatGPT as like a microwave. They just spit stuff in there and they take whatever's out, and they don't give much pre-thought. How important, and you've already touched upon this, but I'd just like to hear in your own words, how important is and this is how we separate ourselves from the machine, really, is that all the pre-thought, all the things that go in, how important is that to distinguish yourself? Can you talk about distinguishing yourself from just all the general stuff that people pull out of ChatGPT, for lack of a better term, if you know what I mean?
I think it's really, and this is why it's so important that we start embracing these tools, because it is understanding that these are assistants to us. My ChatGPT is my assistant. My Mid-Journey is my assistant in creating art. The more we embrace and use these tools and interact with them, the more they become a personal assistant to help us do our jobs. So ChatGPT, if I go in there and I say, write me a short story because I have a presentation coming up. Write me a short story about, a new user coming into Web3 and getting lost and feeling alone. Write me a short story about that, or give me tips on what to say to them. Well, it may spit something out that is good and you could just copy and use it, or you can start interacting with ChatGPT once it produces that to really get it to understand your thoughts, your, uh, what am I trying to say? Your what you're trying to accomplish, I guess
Exactly, your
is what I'm trying to
perspective.
say.
Yeah.
Right. So then start just talking to it like it's a person. And so it spits this out and you say, okay, you know what? I am really concerned with their mental health. I would like it to be a little more empathetic. What are breathing exercises they could do if they find themselves in a FOMO position in Web3? Because we all know when we go into Web3, when we go into come into this space, it's like going down that rabbit hole, they say,
Yeah,
right? Or
yeah.
FOMOing in, and you're just overwhelmed with all these senses. So I would then speak to it and say, okay, if I'm giving a presentation on how to survive those first few weeks, what are some breathing tips? What are some exercises that we could do to pull ourselves back and take the time to research? And then it would give me those. And I would say, okay, I love number 2, but I don't really care for 3 or 4. So can you give me 3 more tips based off what you came up with number 2? Because that's more in line with my thoughts and my processes. And it changes that. And it's working to get it to really say kind of what you wanted to say, but it does it in a way that saves you so much time than you sitting there trying to think of everything on your own.
Absolutely. And by the way, for our listeners, they may not know what FOMO means. So FOMO is fear of missing out. It's like this space moves so fast that sometimes once again, when you were sharing earlier about the next application, everyone's afraid of missing out on this. So one, people don't take the time to master what they already are exploring, and they're popcorning and jumping
Yes.
and not really being able to become the masters that they could if they slow down, breathe,
Yes.
understand the tool that they're using, and spend the necessary time for pre-development. And then once you do the pre-development, then you can do the post-development as well, because it gives you something and you have that interchange. So that's really, really powerful advice. If you guys are listening, you should be taking notes. If you haven't been, go back and hit the replay if you're not. And so I want to say thank you for sharing those insights with us today. And before we wrap up, I know that you said that you really loved what when you shared that you really loved how it started putting the clocks into things and stuff like that. But I want to ask you, could you share with us a specific project or accomplishment related to AI that you're most proud of? You're just the most is like, wow, 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 wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just gonna say I can't really narrow it down to one specific thing, but what I can say, what I'm most proud of is that I am teaching AI tools at Metacampus. That we take like we our program starts from someone that doesn't even know what a blockchain is. They have no idea how to use it. They don't understand decentralization. They don't know what digital identity is. So we're taking those brand new people that have curiosity but don't understand it. In a 10-week span, we teach you all the basics. And in those 10 weeks, you also learn from me and from our expert contributor that works there, Jamie, how to use the tools that you need to help your career. So, in the advice that I'm going to say, just like you said, there are so many tools out there. You need to go, okay, I am a marketer. I am a podcast host. I am a screenwriter. What you are, and then find out what the best tools are and research those and listen to those. So the thought that I'm a part of something that's teaching people which products they need that would help them take their profession to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I do that in a step-by-step tutorial kind of way that's easy to understand. I'm most proud of that.
Awesome. I'm proud of you for that as well. You don't need my being proud of you, but I think that's great because that's what we do. That's what we do. We are here to educate, to empower, to inspire, uplift, encourage. And so I consider, you not only a fellow artist, a creative, but a kindred spirit. So now I guess the very last thing is, this is your opportunity to just pretty much just express anything else you'd like to share about AI that, in your work, in your field, in your art, in whatever is inside of you that you would like to share. Just please share with the audience.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say, I'm just going to reiterate what I said as far as I really want people to start looking at AI tools as assistants. Do not fear them, embrace them, learn how to use them, and have that become a part of your work program, because when you know that you have those assistants there to help you take a 5-hour project down to 30 minutes, think about what you can do in your free time, or your next project. Think about the productivity level of your company. If you are a business, you need to be using these AI tools because you can create teams in there. Like Canva Pro allows you to have a team of like 12 to 14 people. You can all go in there and share these AI tools. Think about the productivity level that right there increases for your business, and using these AI tools to generate images for your branding, and being able to schedule all of your posts and have that done already. Then all you need is someone to be able to answer in real time, because we love using these tools, but it doesn't replace human interaction. So if I'm using an AI tool to do 30 posts, one a day for the next 30 days, I still want to take the time to interact with the people that respond to that, because building
Absolutely.
community is never going to be replaced by AI. But using AI can help you exceed your expectations in building community.
And I really love that because, me personally as an artist, all I want is more time to interact with people. And
Yeah,
so because that's where the love is, that's where the relationship is, that's where, we get to engage in things that are beyond our own selfish purpose. Yeah, I'm sure you like when people say great things about your art. I love when people say great things about my music. But I love even more when I get to interact with other people and encourage and inspire them to do their stuff. We can work on collaborations. And the only way you get to that point is when you develop relationship. And so you need to have
right.
your time freed up for those things. So that's very, very, very great information. And Tammy, it has really been a pleasure to have you here on Machine Minds. You really don't know how much I really appreciate you being here. So
Oh, thank you.
with that, that's about all the time we have for today. So thank you, Tammy, for joining us on Machine Minds. And thank you, our listeners, as like our audience, for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to explore the fascinating world of AI. And Tammy, just once again, thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me.
All right. This is Ruler in Peace. Until the next time, be well, everyone. Peace, love, and tranquility.